Okay. Oh, what a day, eh? What a goal.
Brendan, what pleased you most about that win today?
Well, I think under the conditions, I thought we played some fantastic football. Playing against Stephen teams, very well organised. The system that they play, it's very much a switching game, but switch the play, and all our goals came from that aspect. But really kept the concentration, kept the conviction in the game, and to keep a clean sheet was really good.
It's a place that can be a tricky venue, but getting that early goal again must have been a huge help.
Yeah, well, it certainly sets the tone. I've always said he's our tempo setter in the game, Callum McGregor. Brilliant how he tracked the game with the ball, because we were deep and then we moved it and he travels with it. So when the ball comes to him in the edge of the box, he has his touch and finish. And that puts us off to a really good start. So yeah, we controlled a lot of the game. I think that what I said to the players beforehand was just about making sure that we position ourselves well when we're attacking, so that we can sustain the attack. Because the feeling was that St Mirren are going to defend for 95 minutes of the game and wait for those 2 or 3 moments in counter attack and for set pieces. But set pieces we controlled well, and the counter attacks we controlled very well. So now very, very pleasing performance.
These fast starts have been a good feature of the season so far.
Yeah, I think it's important. It tells the mentality in the team. We're hungry to get on with the game, to set the tempo in the game, and the onus is on us because we want to win. And so for that, you have to show that mentality. And I think the players have been absolutely superb in that aspect.
The team looks in very good shape then ahead of the game next week.
Yeah, Celtic Rangers are always big games, and we're really looking forward to it. I think since our first day back pre-season, the level, the tempo that we've got to, and I think you see the connection in the team when you watch the goals back. You see how the team are all together and the speed of which they can get through the field. So it'll be a great occasion next weekend, and we want to continue with a really good start.
A few words on Francis Tully on today. There's a lot of excitement around him in Northern Ireland. Is he someone that could be around the group this season, or could he potentially go out and loan?
Well, I think it's a wee bit of both. No, I think he needs to stay, and I was really impressed with him over the course of pre-season. He still has a lot of maturation, and I think that what we don't need to do is put a lot of hype into a young 18-year-old player. Just take your time. He's a talent, and we've seen talents leave here because they're impatient. I don't see that. I've been with Francis now over the summer. He signed a new deal, had his family in. They trust the club, which is important in his development. So for me, it's given that hope to the young players that they have a place here. He still got so much physical development to come, but technically he's very, very good in the game. So that just gives him that bit more oxygen and that feeling of being out there for Celtic. But he knows himself, and he's a lot of work to do. But that's why he's here. And but great for him and his family, and like you say, for Northern Ireland.
It's like a sort of double focus for you just now then, with your transfer window and the Old Firm game coming up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So, these are great weeks. Of course, it's building into the game of the weekend. That's the big focus for us. But of course, we want to strengthen the squad, and we will look to do that. So, a lot of work ahead in the coming week.
How Rowe slotted into the team and how he dovetailed with people as well.
Yeah, very well. I think that's the beauty of having him here before. He understands the structure in the team and how we play and how we work. Matt obviously been away down at Brighton, and it obviously meant then we bring him in and he understands how we play and work. So the Celtic will always be about the team. We've got some wonderful individual players within that, but the strength of us is the team and the structure, and there's no burden left on any one player. So Paolo coming in, he comes in, just play your game, and I thought he did very, very well.
Brendan, how much satisfaction have you taken out, how much you developed Matt O'Reilly from the player that you were with, and you first came into the league, so what you're saying?
I think, Robert, I think it's everyone's contribution, and none's bigger than the player himself. I think when I came in last summer, he obviously never had the goals tally, and he never had that probably end product to his game. I think he felt probably the trust that I'd given him to play and play lots of minutes and develop his game, and obviously all the coaches do great work with him. But I think for Matt, it's been a real pleasure to work with him. I have to say, as a coach who's coached many players, he did everything he can to be the best player that he can be, and his behaviour, his decency, all the way through pre-season was absolutely a joy to see. From a young player who's got the riches of the Premier League within sight, he never lost his focus for Celtic, and even right up to the very last day. You know, we finished, had a lighter session on his last day, but he stayed out to do that extra little bit with the coaches, and just an absolute joy to work with. And when you work with a player like that, you want them to succeed. So brilliant servant for Celtic. Celtic won't be the end game for some of these players, but it's going to give them so much. And he leaves here now a winner, a better footballer, and ready to play for any team in the world. When you play for Celtic and the pressure and you become a winner, you can go on and play for most teams in the world now. And as I said, his behaviour was second to none. So good guy, hope he does well, and we continue, because that's an opportunity now for some other players to come into here and take that on.
Is that the message? Is that the message you're telling players this week? You know what you said there about Matt O'Reilly, you came to Celtic and progressed, and now you're moving on to this. Is that the message you were telling players this next 5 days when you're selling up to Celtic to keep this going again?
Well, I think it's the model of the club, and I think it's, for any player coming in, you only have to look at the history of it. Like I say, for some players, Celtic is the end game. Callum, James, these guys, their love of being here, opportunities to move, but have stayed happy in Scotland, happy playing for Celtic, and happy winning trophies. For other players that maybe are outside of that, it's different, but that's okay. That's we have to accept that. But there's an opportunity here to come, and like I say, you come here, the experience that you can gain on and off the pitch will be unrivaled. The opportunity to play in a dominant team and deal with pressure, because it might not be the Premier League up here, but in terms of pressure and resilience and mental fortitude, that's at the very highest level. And if you can cope with that here, like I say, you'll cope with it anywhere. So he will find the difference, leaving here, the pressures, and going to Brighton. But for any player coming, it's a wonderful opportunity to develop your game.
How confident are you that, in terms of strengthening this club by Friday, and in the context of the season, how important a week is this? Obviously, the last few days of transfer under the Champions League draw, and then Rangers on Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's a very important week for us. I think in terms of the context of next week, we're in a really, really good place. But over the context of the season, it's really important for us. As a football club, we want to develop, we want to improve. We can't be happy just to make our monies and build our pot, because the bottom line is on the pitch. That's the bottom line. The supporters, they pay the money. I look back to the COVID times here. I think the Celtic supporters were sold the stadium out and they weren't allowed in it with season tickets. So, we have the duty to put the best team on the pitch, and that's what we'll do and look to do. And it's taken a bit longer than I would have liked, but like I say, if we can do it by Friday, strengthen the squad, we'll be in a really, really good place. Team's in a good place, mentally, tactically, how they're playing, but we want to strengthen and have that depth.
Do you feel the right moves have been made at the moment over the last couple of days to get the players in that you want before Friday?
Well, we hope so. It's taken a lot longer than I would have liked as the football manager. That's my brutal, honest answer on it. But I will repeat, if we get them in, then there's still a long season ahead. So, but it's important that we do get that, and I have belief that we will do.
You don't have many players you want in?
Sorry?
Have you got a number
Yeah.
in terms of how many you want in?
Yeah. Do you want to know? I'm not telling you. It's the old classic one.
You spoke about the pot there, the Matarelli money, obviously. That's the pot. You're hoping a fair chunk of that to be invested.
Yeah, but how long have you been coming Celtic? Yeah, I just hope that we can release some of it.
So,
Yeah.
see, in terms of next week, as well, we touched on it. Rangers sound pretty bullish about the game. They're bound to come and have a go. Are you up for it?
No, that's good.
Same as
What headline do you want? If you don't, just make it up. Listen, for me, our concentration's been on us. You watch us play, you see us play. We're in a really good place, and yeah, but we obviously we move into next week, and our focus is on ourselves really. Celtic Rangers games are always tough games. It doesn't matter who's dominating, who's not. They're always tough games. So, but we'll be ready for next weekend. Don't worry.
When you say it's taken a lot longer than you'd like in terms of recruitment this summer, that's maybe a question for Friday beyond, but why is that the case? Why is it taking so long for this to happen?
Yeah, there's a number of things I won't go into here, but it's definitely something that we, haven't come back in and gone through 3 windows now. It's definitely something we have to put right as a football club. We should have been into this last week in the position we're in. That's the reality. However, that's something for us for after this window. And as I said, we'll get the players in that we want. We don't need to manufacture our own stress when there's no need. We don't need to do that. But we'll be calm this week. We'll look to get the players in that can strengthen us. And then there's absolutely no doubt, having sat through 3 windows now and coming back. Oh, bless. Oh, is that your phone? Is that Michael on the phone? Shut him up! No, it's something that we'll look at afterwards. Okay.